Nicole Malachowski.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that welcome. Good afternoon, LifeWave. Woo! You all are a high energy crowd. I actually flew in yesterday, and the second the doors to the hotel opened, you could just feel the positivity, you could feel the energy, you could feel the friendship of this network here. But as I was preparing for this event, talking to the LifeWave team, learning about all of you, there was a certain theme that kept coming up over and over again, and it went something like this. In 20 years, it's the best group of brand partners we've ever had. This is going to be the best event of the year. We are slated to have our best year yet. And it was, I think in those words, the best, that kept coming up over and over again when talking about all of you. Now, sometimes people look at my background as a fighter pilot, as an American Air Force Thunderbird pilot, and they'll look at me with a straight face and literally ask, Nicole, what's it like to be the best? And when I get asked that, I laugh and I laugh. Because I can assure you, I, Nicole Malachowski, have never individually been the best at anything that I've ever done. But I have been a part of some of the best teams. And I learned over time that these best teams have a certain set of characteristics, a certain mindset. And it's what I like to call the pushing the envelope mindset, which is what I'm going to talk to all of you about today. Thank you. Thank you. And so as I talk to you today, I want you to think of yourself as that aircraft. The individual teams you're leading back home as that aircraft. LifeWave, writ large, as that aircraft. The push in the envelope mindset says, am I bringing all of myself to work every day? And importantly, am I creating an environment where everybody around me on this team can bring the best of themselves as well? And I found over time that this pushing the envelope mindset requires 3 distinct traits, and those traits are courage, trust, and vulnerability. None of those surprise you. But what I hope to do today is share a few stories from across my flying career to give you a slightly different lens or a slightly different paradigm to look at how you can push the envelope across 2024 and beyond. Thunderbirds taught me a very valuable lesson very early on, and it is this: nothing of significance is ever accomplished alone. Nothing of significance is ever accomplished alone. And I will tell you something I just learned about LifeWave over the last few weeks and the last few months. I've been hanging out doing reconnaissance in the atrium and at the bar. I talked to some of you. Yeah, I did. You know, what you do is significant. You empower people to live in the light. You help people maximize their human potential, right? We live well and young. I mean, like, you guys are phenomenal. What you do is you help people physically, mentally, and I even say spiritually. What you do is significant. And it takes all of you moving in the same direction to get this mission done. Nothing of significance is ever accomplished alone. My friends, it is that easy. Take the time to acknowledge and show appreciation. Now, one of the things, if you can go back a slide to the six jets there, one of the things that I love the most, of course, was, let's see, there we go, the formation here. This is called the Delta formation. It's the only time in the show that all 6 jets get together. It's my favorite formation. Think about it, 6 jets flying at 500 feet, 500 miles an hour, upside down, 3 feet away from each other. It is extraordinary. And I had never flown with these 5 other pilots before. They were just regular fighter pilots who got picked through the same hard process. We got picked, crammed together, and told to go do this. Right? It's pretty extraordinary. Earlier today, I was talking to one of your brand partners here. Her name's Jerry. I can see her over there. Jerry from North Carolina. Hey, Jerry. Jerry and I were talking. It's kind of like, hi, Jerry, nice to meet you. Let's go fly at 500 feet, 500 miles an hour, upside down, 3 feet away from each other. Are you in? Right? That's asking a lot. And the number one question I would get asked was about this formation. And the number one question people would ask me was this: Nicole, what does it take to build that level of trust? What a fantastic question. Nicole, what does it take to build that level of trust? And people think I'm going to say, well, we have a training syllabus. It's 3 months long. just like you have training programs when you bring people into LifeWave. They think I'm going to say, well, there's certain process and procedure, minimum altitudes, maximum airspeeds, just like I'm sure you have process and procedure at LifeWave. They think I'm going to say something like, I don't know, like there's certain certifications and qualifications you need as a fighter pilot to do this, just like there's certifications and qualifications and different levels of experience at LifeWave. And all of those things are true, but none of them get to the heart of the answer. When people ask me, Nicole, what does it take to build that level of trust? The answer is this. You build trust by being trustworthy. You build trust by being trustworthy. A lot of times on teams, and I know I have done this, so I'll be vulnerable. A lot of times on teams, right, we look at people and we go, I'm not sure I can trust that guy. That gal, she needs to prove to me that I can trust her. I could do it faster if I just did it myself. You ever felt that way? Yeah. I'm here to say elite performing people like you, the elite teams that you're leading, LifeWave, think of trust differently than that. Trust doesn't come to you from other people on a team. Trust emanates outward from your actions, your decisions, and your behaviors. You build trust by being trustworthy. Each and every one of you in here called to a very specific role. I was Thunderbird number 3, right wing. You got the leader there at the top, David Schmidt, right? Setting the vision, setting the direction, setting the speed. Each and every one of you, his wingman, fulfilling a role. I was immediately down into his right, number 3. I had to be the best number 3 I could be, each and every one of you, fulfilling a role because of your unique strengths, your unique skill sets, your unique experience levels. If I was sick, that spot went empty. If my jet was broke, that spot went empty. It's not as simple as just swapping the right wing to the left wing position. Those are 2 completely different skill sets and maneuvers. I had to be the best number 3 I could be, and I had to let my teammates do the same. All of you given a certain level of accountability and responsibility. I was given a 3-foot bubble of accountability and responsibility, right? I could go up and down 3 feet, left and right 3 feet, forward and aft 3 feet, and as long as I did that and everyone else on my team did that, that's how that formation came together in alignment. Everyone going in the same direction behind the leader, plus or minus 1 degree of heading, plus or minus 1 to 2 knots of airspeed. You build trust by being trustworthy. You need to be so good, so dependable, so reliable that if anybody on your individual team across LifeWave writ large, and most importantly, one of your customers or clients has a question about what it is you do, you want them to instinctually pick up that phone and call you. You build trust by being trustworthy. Now, there's something else I think about when I look at this formation. It's the last thing an American Air Force fighter pilot says to their wingman before we go fly. And I don't care if it's in training, in combat, or an air show. The last thing I say to my wingman as a leader as we step out to the jets is this. When in doubt, always honor the wingman contract. When in doubt, always honor the wingman contract. What do I mean by that? Those 2 words, wingman contract, that phrase means everything to an American Air Force fighter pilot. It is our unspoken bond and promise to each other. It is the gentleman's handshake and the gentlewoman's agreement that says this is who we are. And under this wingman contract, I promise that I have expectations of your professional behavior. We have expectations of each other's standards of performance. And under this contract, I promise you, I will hold myself accountable to that contract. And out of caring and compassion for you as a teammate and a shared commitment to what you're trying to do as a team, I promise to hold you accountable to the contract too. The wingman contract, my friends, is the culture. And a lot of times when we bring up that culture, sometimes it feels a little nebulous. I'm here to say the culture is everything. It's that foundational agreement you have in LifeWave, whether you're serving in Texas or and out there in Ireland or anywhere in between along this big globe, this big international group you have. You are committed to each other, and you come together at events like this to recommit to that wingman contract. You know, a lot of times on teams, that wingman contract comes in the form of maybe a mission statement, a vision statement, a list of values and principles. We know LifeWave has those. Do you have them on your individual teams? What does it look like? What is that promise? What is the expectation of each other's performance? Have you translated it? Have you committed to it as a team? Is there a way to hold each other accountable? A wingman contract is vital for a team because it applies to everyone equally, from the newest, youngest intern, hire the brand new person, all the way up through all of you, all the way to the CEO, David Schmidt, and everybody in between equally. Why does it matter? Because a wingman contract will enable and empower people at all levels of an organization to make independent, agile decisions at the exact time and place that it's needed that will always be in alignment with where this LifeWave team is going. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to do in alignment with the LifeWave wingman contract? And if it is, move out. And move out with confidence, knowing you're going in the right direction, because we don't have time to call a meeting every time a decision needs to be made. We don't have time to hold another Zoom call or answer another email, right? A wingman contract is about efficiency. It's about empowering your teammates to be agile at the time and place that your customer and clients need it, right? And what is that LifeWave wingman contract? It's in your 4 values, right? It's in your brand pillars. High quality products and innovation, leading with service and social responsibility. And if I have those memorized, you should too, right? Ask yourself, is what I'm about to say or do in alignment with the LifeWave wingman contract, what you are committing to here at these events, and indeed move out with confidence after that? I'm saying choose to control the things you can control. Proactively choose to be efficient with your limited time, talent, and treasure. It is okay. The push in the envelope mindset is about harnessing that courage, trust, and vulnerability to take your performance to the next level and to create an environment where everyone on the teams that you're building and this large brand partnership right here in this room to that next level. If you're wondering what it is we talked about, my friends, this is it. The ability to choose an unscripted life, realizing that it takes a team to do the significance of empowering people to live in the light. That is just so freaking cool, right? The power of appreciation and gratitude, trustworthiness coming from your actions, decisions, and behaviors, honoring those LifeWave values in your wingman contract, having the courage to ask for help and the grace to offer it, and reminding each other it's okay.